is Count Dracula. I want you to know that I want to confess.
Yes, well, Drac, it's nice of you to do that. As your psychiatrist, I think you should know that you're giving up your rights to privacy and confidentiality doing that.
I want to tell the public what I feel and how I see things.
Drac, you've been around for a number of years, hundreds and hundreds of years. Nobody really knows how old you are.
I know. I want to tell them I feel for them.
You feel for them?
Yes. They run around all the time. They always say they're running here and running there. And you see them hurrying, scurrying.
Well, Drac, you have the ability to fly.
I fly at night. I don't want to disturb people. They have feelings, you know.
Drac, nobody knows you have feelings.
I know. That's why I want to confess.
What is it that you really want to do for the public, Drac?
I want them to know I want to become a human being.
Drac, if you look around, you see a lot of people who are human beings aren't all there. They're not very humane, you know. I'm just trying to tell you. And you're giving up the right of privacy so people can understand where you're coming from.
I know. I know. I feel so bad for what I see. They run from morning to afternoon to night. They're very uptight.
Are you uptight, Drac?
No. No, I'm beyond that. I've been around for years and years. If I were uptight, I would have died of a heart attack.
A lot of people do die of a heart attack. You know, a lot of strokes, a lot of heart attacks. You're not subject to that, are you?
No, I'm not human yet, but I'm trying to get there. One day, I'll be like you, Doctor.
You want to be like me?
Yes, you're my role model.
Me? You're a psychiatrist? What I do, Drac, is the study of the id by the odd.
The study of the id by the odd. I like that. That's funny. Yes, yes, you are a funny doctor.
I don't want to be funny, Drac. I have to be serious with people. They don't like their doctors to be funny.
I like you to be funny. You're my kind of doctor.
Oh, it's nice of you to say that. Drac, why are you studying voice?
Why am I studying voice? I want to be more outgoing. I want to be liked. I want to be listened to.
Well, Drac, you don't wear the cape anymore, so nobody really knows who you are, and you look pretty normal, though you're not all there.
I know, but if you look around, who's all there?
I didn't think about that. A lot of people aren't all there. There was a very famous guy at Harvard, I believe, who said that there are three types of people: inner, outer, and other directed.
Yes, I know. I went to see him one day. His name, David Reisman.
Yeah, how did you know that?
Well, I flew to him at night, and I talked with him.
You talked with David Reisman at Harvard? He's a very famous person.
I know. Very kind. And he told me that I was inner directed.
Inner directed?
Yes, inner directed, because I flew by the seat of my pants alone at night.
Drac, you want to become more human, and you can't scare people. You're going to scare them with what you're doing. Why do you fly at night by yourself?
I don't have anybody to fly with. Nobody wants to fly with me.
So you're saying, in essence, you're a loner.
Yes, for hundreds and hundreds of years. I fly by myself at night, and I want to be like you. I want to stay at home. Drac, you used to be at the castle. I know, but there's no castle anymore. Transylvania, everything is nuts there. You can get killed. Drac, you can't be killed. You know that. No, you can. I know that because I see what happens to people. Drac, you're taking voice lessons, I understand.
Yes.
Yes, I understand you're taking voice lessons. Yes, I want to sound normal.
But you are normal.
No, I scare little children when they hear me, and I said, that's nice of you. They cry to their mothers and tell people I scare them. So you don't want to scare them.
You don't want to scare them? I'm trying myself to get rid of my nasal voice, Drac.
I know. Sometimes
I sound like you, Doctor.
but I can get back to my old voice. And my old voice says, goodbye, not hello.
That's strange you said that, because I heard that when people say hello, their voice says goodbye.
Yes, I don't want to be that way. I want to be friendly, outgoing, sincere. I want people to love me, to understand I am Dracula. But I want to be their friend. I want to be your friend. Oh, no. Drac, don't take a little bite of me. You lost a couple of psychiatrists already, Drac. I know. I get carried away. A little bite.
No, Drac, not today. We're on public television. You don't want to do that in public.
You're right, Doctor. You're right. I will not take a little bite now.
Drac, what kind of lessons do you take when you work with somebody? You're working with a man or a woman?
I don't know. You can't tell anymore what the sex is anymore. That's the problem. They look like each other.
I hadn't thought about that, but I think you're right. People tell me, Drac, I'm just going to ask you, I sound like Andy Rooney of 60 Minutes.
Yes, I thought the same thing. So you know.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I sound just like Andy Rooney.
I know. Well, you can sound like Andy Rooney, but I can't.
Well, why not?
I want to sound like Bond, 007, James Bond.
Well, how do you do that?
I'm learning. You talk like this, Bond, 007, James Bond.
That's great. Can you show me how to do that? That's a great sound. I'd like to have a voice like that.
I know. And I am going to have that voice because the women go gaga.
Yeah. Well, it could help me. You know, I'm a single guy. I'm looking around to date. People aren't turned on by my voice.
You sound almost like Andy Rooney.
I don't know about you. Yeah, I could sound like that. I took a voice class, and they told me I sounded like Woody Allen or somebody, like that, Mr. Rogers.
You could do that.
I'm going to put on my sweater, boys and girls, and I want you to just watch. I'm going to do the sweater, and I hope you're just enjoying the program.
Yes, you sound like Mr. Rogers.
I don't want to.
Well, you know, I can help you because I'm learning how to use my voice.
You sound just like Dracula.
I know. I want to sound different. I want to sound like maybe somebody that you know.
Who's that?
Who Loves You, Baby? I like Telly. Who Loves You, Baby, when he's taking people apart. Their voice says, I'm your friend, and my voice doesn't say, I'm your friend.
Well, you have to learn how to do that.
I can talk like Telly.
Yeah, I hear that. So they're teaching you how to do a different voice?
Yes, and it sounds so different to me, I'm afraid to use it. They have me in a little room, and I work by myself.
Well, why do you work by yourself?
Because they're all afraid to be with me, and they think I'll take a little bite. You gave me a permission slip, Doctor. And it says to them, Drac will not take a little bite. You have permission to work with him and help him with his work.
Yes, I did give you the permission slip. I forgot I signed that.
Yes, you're a very kind man. Would it be possible if I took a little bite?
No, Dracula, no. No bite. You lost 2 psychiatrists already. You like them very much.
Yes, I get carried away. People do that to me.
Why do they do that to you? You work by emotions? You don't use your intellect?
I try to be more intellectual, but there's no space for me in society.
What do you mean by that? There's no space for you.
People are very busy with their own lives. They don't want to know about intellectual things. If you watch the candidates running for office, they say this and they say that.
Of course, they all want to be elected, so they say what the people running for office want to sell them.
I know. Is there no honesty left in this world?
No, Drac, there is none. Human beings don't have that. They just want to get by.
That's funny. They want to get by. I wonder if you join with me, and let me tell you how I get by. When I wake up in the morning, I think to myself, what will I do today?
And what do you say about that?
You sound almost like Woody Allen.
I sound like Woody Allen?
Yes, he always hesitates, and he does that. It drives me nuts.
And what did you do about it?
I flew to his place in New York, and I took a little bite.
You took a little bite of Woody Allen?
Yes.
Oh, Drac. You're going to change the man's life. He makes a fortune hesitating, and he does maybe.
I know, but after I took a little bite, he calmed down.
He calmed down?
Yes. He now sounds like me.
Woody Allen sounds like you?
Yes. He has calmed down, and now he says, I don't.
Oh, Drac, you're going to ruin the man. He has such a nice voice. I like Woody Allen.
I know. That's because your ear is not tuned.
What are you talking about my ear, Drac?
Your ear is naked.
My what?
Your ear is naked.
Drac, what does that mean?
It means you can't hear yourself. You don't know that you talk through your nose, and I don't want to talk through my nose. Drac, why are you putting me down?
Why are you putting me down? I'm a hard-working psychiatrist. I study the id by the odd.
I know. I know what you do, and I like you for what you do. You're down to earth, and that's your problem. I want to take you into outer space.
But you're in there, Drac. I'm trying to bring you down from outer space.
I know what you want to do, but I still want to stay in outer space. Most people, Doctor, are in outer space. You know that?
You mean they're spaced out?
Yes, you say it one way. I say it another. They're from out to space.
Spaced out, Drac.
Yes, they run around like their heads are off their shoulders.
Oh, Drac, you shouldn't put people down.
I'm not putting them down. I'm describing what I see.
Drac, they all want to get by. They just want to get by, Drac. Don't you want to get by?
I want to fly. I want to be in outer space. UFOs are out there. They can kill me, you know.
You know, I heard Larry King the other day, and he had a program on UFOs. I don't see the UFOs.
I know they're there because I fly with them.
Oh, Drac, you're really serious?
Yes. I tried to be on Good Morning America, and they turned me down.
They turned you down? Why'd they turn you down?
Because they think I'm not right for the program. They don't like my voice.
Drac, I like your voice. You're very mellow. You're very laid back.
I know. But they think it would be a turn-off.
You're a very, very decent guy when you get down to the basics of who you are.
I know.
You want to talk about your feelings about your voice? We can talk about that today.
Yes, I think that would be appropriate, Doctor.
How do you feel about your voice?
I feel like I told you, uncomfortable. I scare little children.
To me, you sound very nice, very, very decent, very debonair, dashing, if I may say so. I want to thank you for the way you talk. You don't get emotional, and you just keep the sound down. A lot of people do that. They all want to talk
down here. I know, but they're losing their voice when they do that, and they don't know how to talk in the face, and they talk in the lower throat.
So there's a difference?
Oh, yes, a vast difference.
When you talk up there like you do, Doctor, you have a lot of nasality, too much schnoz. You know what I mean? I'm talking like you. You almost sound like me, Drac.
I know. I can do you, but can you do me?
I don't think I have that lower voice.
Oh, yes, you do. You really do. You don't know you have star quality voice.
So you think you have a star quality voice talking the way you talk?
Oh, I know I have it. When I talk with the women at night, they go gaga.
Oh, is that how you do it? You take a little bite when you got them going gaga?
Oh, yes. I sound to them like 007 Bond, James Bond,
007. You're not all there. I know how Bond sounds. That's Roger Moore, isn't it?
Yes, Bond, 007 James Bond.
Yeah, that's more like it. You don't like the other guy who does it?
No, he's too heavy. I like the light style. Bond, James Bond 007.
Can you show me how to do that? I like that voice, because if I had a voice like that, I think I can find somebody that would like to go with me.
Don't you have women to go with you?
No, Drac. I'm just tied up with the yin and the yang. So I'm really not out there. And I'm getting on in years, and I think it would be nice if somebody, a nice woman, would come along and I can talk with her in a way that she goes gaga, if I don't mind you hearing what I have in mind.
No, Doctor, I don't. You're a very kind, outgoing doctor.
I try. But people around me all talk through their schnoz. I'm thinking maybe it would be okay if I changed.
I give you permission, Doctor. I give you a permission slip. I will sign it, and you have the right to change to a voice like Bond.
Really? Because if I had a Bond voice, oh boy, what I would do with it.
If I could talk like Andy Rooney.
I don't know about you. Do you think that I can get by and people, little kids, wouldn't say anything about me? Because
the Dracula voice changes their attitudes and they cross paths with their mama and say,
he scares me.
I don't want to scare people. I want them to be at one with myself.
Drac, you're a wonderful guy. A lot of people don't want to be at one with anybody except whatever the boss says and so forth. Whoever signs the paycheck.
I know. They have no sense of identity.
Yeah, Drac, that's true, because they want to be okay. The front office crowd, you know that, the front office crowd tells them what to think. And if they don't think, they're better off, because if they start thinking, they're going to get in trouble. That's the problem with human beings. When they start thinking, all heck breaks loose, Drac.
I know. I want to think for myself.
People don't want to think for themselves. Look at the economy today. Look at the candidates running for office.
I know. I follow them. They're like penguins, one to the other. All they talk about is who was before, and Ronald Reagan, and they all want to be like him.
Well, he was a good man. He had a lot of people believing in what he had to say.
I know, but they're like penguins. They can't think for themselves.
So you think for yourself?
Oh, yes. I'm inner directed. I want to be myself.
Drac, you come from a very troubled land, Transylvania. You can't even get back to the castle anymore because there's so much bloodshed there. And you want to think for yourself?
I know. I know. I want to be true to myself.
Drac, there's no room for that kind of stuff in our economy.
I know. That's why I fly by the seat of my pants by myself.
And you want to change your voice?
Yes. I want to change my life, and I want to change my voice.
Who do you want to sound like?
I want to sound like
Henry Kissinger?
No. That's mumbles. You know Irma Bombeck, I know her, said that if you miss the first few words of Henry, it's all over. I don't want to sound like Henry. I want to keep my accent, but Henry keeps his accent, although he's in this country for 40 more plus years.
You know, I never thought about that. He does have a German accent.
Yes.
And he has a brother who came over here from Germany. And his brother doesn't have an accent.
I know.
Do you think that's show business, that he wants to keep that accent?
Oh, yes, yes. It identifies him. It makes him different. It makes him stand out. So when you hear him on national television,
oh, that's funny.
I was on the Merv show.
You were on the Merv show?
Yes. And I met Mimi Van Doren.
You met Mimi Van Doren on the Merv show? Gee, that's fantastic. I didn't know that, Drac.
And she said that Henry Kissinger's batteries, when I said they were worn down, she said she dated him and his batteries are not worn down.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. Yes, his batteries are not worn down. That's because he's a human being.
Well, human beings have the sexual drive, Drac. You don't have that. You've been into blood, and it's something that it's a bad habit. It's a bad habit. It's a bad rap.
I know I'm changing because of your help, Doctor.
Drac, are you flying around anymore in doing your thing. No, I try not to. I try to keep in mind what you told me. And what did I tell you, Drac? Don't bite. And you're not biting? I bite now and then. I get carried away. Well, that's very normal. You're getting to be a normal person. You're getting carried away. People get carried away. If you watch them at football games and sporting events, they go crazy. It's only a sporting event. I know. People are crazy. Well, that means that if you recognize that, you're becoming human. I know. I didn't know that I was becoming human. You are, Drac. You're watching people and you see how they are. And they aren't all there. I'm telling you, I work with them. I study the id. And they say I'm like the odd. But I don't mind because we're all a little nuts, you know, when you get down to it.
That's funny when you get down to it.
Yes, we're all crazy when you get down to it. So we make a federal case of nothing often.
A federal case. I like that.
Yes, there was a guy by the name of Rube Goldberg years ago who said that we make a mountain of a molehill, and we do all kinds of things.
I think it's time to go. I've made my confession, and I want to thank you for letting me talk with the audience.
Well, it's all right. I'll just keep talking as the credits roll over there, because people like to hear what a normal voice is.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Good night.